Hello friends, this is Nalin Mujaria, a psychologist by profession, working as a parenting coach. A regular question that participants on my YouTube channel and on my courses ask me is, as a parent, I end up being angry with my child even when I don't want to. How can I stop doing this? This is what we're going to cover on this video. We will talk about how to manage your anger and then how to end up having a happy and healthy relationship with your child. Before I do this, let me say that if you want to ask me any questions about how to parent your child, then you can leave a comment on my Facebook group or on my YouTube channel, and I'll answer your question either via these channels or by doing a Q&A session. I will leave links to these in my description below. A lot of parents tell me that they become angry with their child, and after a little while they start feeling guilty about why they were angry in the first place. This means that after an incident where a parent was angry, both the child and the parent is unhappy. So how do you as a parent learn to manage the process that makes us angry, and then to dissolve our anger as it is happening, and then use the parental presence to build a great relationship with your child? I'll share a total of 9 tips that will help you in this goal. The first tip that is useful is to implement children live in the here and now. Let me explain. Anger emerges from a feeling that your child should be behaving differently. For example, not embarrassing you at a party by snatching the toy from another child who they are playing with, or not having a meltdown at a supermarket. From the child's perspective, this toy looks very interesting and they want it now. Or they like that wrapper on a chocolate and they want it now. They don't know that snatching that toy is antisocial behavior, or eating too many sweets damages your teeth. Children live in the here and now, and they need to learn to adjust to people around them. Who can teach this lesson to your child? The answer is you. So instead of thinking they are embarrassing me, start changing your perspective and think, my child is learning how to interact with others socially. It is my job to help them learn. Make a commitment to yourself that you will gently teach your child how to be social, or about how to have healthy teeth at their level of understanding. Tip 2 is take care of yourself. Let me use a metaphor here to make this point. When you travel on a plane and you are getting ready to take off, the flight attendant goes through safety routine, and you are supposed to follow along on a little laminated card. At a certain point in their routine, they say, if we happen to lose pressure in our cabin, then an attractive yellow oxygen mask will fall from the ceiling. Take that little cup, put it on your face using the rubber band to fasten it on your head. Then they always say, if you are traveling with a young child or with someone who needs assistance, put your own mask on first. Now, why do they say that? Because if you pass out on your seat, you are no good to yourself and to your child. You are just in the way. You are part of the problem and you are not helping anyone at that point. In the same way, you need to take care of yourself. Take care of your time, energy, and emotion, because when you are well, you are a valuable resource for your child. Look after your time by forward planning and learning to prioritize. Look after your energy by meditating and eating well. Learn to manage your emotions by asking, Is this an emergency? If not, then it can wait. One thing that eats our time is poor delegation. Let me explain. We generally find that both as fathers and mothers, we are very self-sacrificing, and we go out of our way to support others. Instead, learn to help them solve their own problems by asking them to develop their own solutions. For example, if somebody comes to you with a problem, ask them, what are the 3 solutions to this problem that they can implement without anybody's help? Of these 3, which one will work well for them? Then you can suggest that they go ahead and implement it. Another example of this is, in the British Army, they have a rule that if you experience a problem and you want your senior to do something about it, you go to the senior with 3 solutions to the problem that you are raising, and then work with them to implement one that works for both of you. This is important for both the parents, but more important for mothers, because research shows that they tend to spend a lot of time with children as compared to fathers. When you start looking after yourself, your level of frustration goes down. For example, when you are preparing breakfast for your children, learn to eat breakfast yourself with the child, so you also start out well for the day. If you are packing lunch for your children or packing a snack for your child to be had after any activity, pack one for yourself so you also have lunch available when it's lunchtime, or you can have a small snack while the child is participating in their activity. If you are cutting fruit for your children or your family members to eat some pieces of fruit yourself so you can maintain your energy and hunger. When you pack a bottle of water for your child, also pack one for yourself. You need to do this simply because you are also a human being who has limited energy, and the more you take care of yourself, the more happy and fulfilled you will be. You will have more energy to care for your children, and you will be happy while you are doing this. This will help you remain calm, because if there is any situation that frustrates you, you will have enough internal energy to manage and remain calm yourself. Tip number 3 is, learn to be part of a parenting team while leading the delivery process. What team, you ask? Your parenting team. Your child has many needs, and to meet these needs, such as physical, educational, emotional, play, and social needs effectively, you need other people and resources. To meet these needs, you need to constitute a team that is going to meet your child's needs while you are part of that team. Constitute your team and work out who is in it and how you can take better care of your team and use it to support your child develop. Your team could be made up of your partner, your extended family, friends, school teacher, pediatrician, nurse, and other paid or unpaid members such as child's siblings. Create a forward plan of how your team is going to support your child grow and develop, and who in the team will be supporting them. Learn to lead and work with the team members in delivery of support to your child. Tip 4 is, develop your understanding of child development. This knowledge helps you to put things in a perspective, because you have a measure stick of what your child is able to do typically at their age and stage of development. So when you see behavior from your child, you have a perspective of how to support your child. It shows you typically what your child is able to do at different stages, like a toddler stage, teenage stage, and then you can support your child develop their ability, confidence, resilience, and talent appropriate for that stage of their development. This will help you manage your own behavior while supporting your child. Tip 5 is enjoy the journey. Every phase of your parenting and child development can be joyful, fun, entertaining, and funny. Also, gut-wrenching, hard, difficult, and frustrating. Yes, we get both the good and the difficult. So enjoy the stage that your child is at right now. Whatever stage they are in, it doesn't last. It doesn't keep. This is how life rolls. Babies don't keep, and neither do toddlers, neither do little kids who are going to school, and neither do teenagers. So enjoy the journey. Each stage of your parenting is important and can be great fun when you see it that way. Tip 6 is change your perspective to we are raising children. Let me explain. I was reading a book years ago that had a story in the book where a mom and a dad were talking. The father was really frustrated because he was angry about an incident that happened the day before, where the boys, all three of them, were out in the apple orchard and they were pulling little green apples off the tree. This is the time of the season when the apple trees were just starting to develop little green apples, and they were pulling them off the tree and trying a few of them. The apples were sour, so they just started throwing these apples to each other for fun. This developed into an apple war out there in the orchard. In the process, they totally obliterated the apple crop in the small orchard, and they did a lot of damage in a couple of hours that afternoon. Well, the dad was upset and frustrated about that, and so he mentioned this to his wife. The wife made a wise observation. She said, "Honey, we are not raising apples, we are raising boys who at present do not know the value of apples." Now, it's not that the apples aren't important, but what perspective does that bring to the table? Work with your child at the level they are at. So when you are thinking, my house is not clean, change your perspective to, I'm not keeping a clean house, I'm raising a child. That perspective can really help and helps to bring the anger levels down. And notice that some of the things that frustrate us are just things. It's just stuff. And it's usually a mess or a disruption or something that kind of interferes with the flow of what we had planned as adults who are in charge of things. When we back off from the mess and look at the greater perspective of, oh, we are not raising apples, we are raising boys, life becomes compassionate and full of new exciting learning for everyone. Tip 7 is, remember who our children are. In a very famous story about Dr. Jane Goodall, a campaigner for survival of chimpanzees in our world, she says that one day, as a little child, she was dragging worms in from the garden and putting them on her bed to observe them and cover them up. Instead of telling her off about making this mess, her mother observed and appreciated her daughter's work. Dr. Goodall says, in her behavior, her mother saw that in what Jane was doing, she was doing what she was designed to do. That is, be a scientist, be an observer. Today, Dr. Jane Goodall is an inspiration for the whole world on saving chimpanzees in the wild, and she attributes the development of her talent to her angelic mom. This is how we need to see our children. They are the future of our planet. They have natural talents that the world needs, and as a mother, we can help to nurture and bring out their latent talent. Tip 8 is, to revisit purpose of your parenting for all parents. The purpose of a parent is to love them no matter what and even if. All research on children's development shows that this is critical to child development at all stages of child development. However, when you look at a lot of parents, they are doing the job of parenting with a view that their job is to make sure their child does things like remain quiet when they are in a public place, which, by the way, little kids are not very good at. And when you get clear about your job, it changes the whole dynamics of your family life. It makes you into a person that forms deep bonds with a child, that empowers the child to learn about their environment, the people in that environment, and bring out the best that they can be. Your job is not to make sure that they keep their rooms clean. It is not to make sure that they don't make a mess. It's not to make sure that they don't disrupt our schedule. It's not to make sure that they don't bother your friends who come to visit you. It's not to make sure that they don't make noise when visiting your religious place. It is not to make sure that they pass their exams. All of that's good, and it will happen when you guide your children to become responsible. But that's not your job. Your job is to love them no matter what, and even if they are making a mess, for example. When you do this well, you are going to have a whole different experience of managing your anger. Tip 9 is, remember, you are the only parents that the child has got. So you need to remember who you are. Let me tell you what mothers can do when they act on this tip through a story. One day a child came home and gave a piece of paper to his mother. He told her, "My teacher gave this paper to me and told me only to give it to my mother." On reading this, his mother's eyes were tearful. And when he asked, "What is the matter, Mom?" she read the letter out aloud to her son. "Your son is a genius. This school is too small for him and doesn't have enough good teachers for training him. So please teach him at home yourself." So this is what she did. She home tutored her own son. After many years, the mother died. He was now one of the greatest inventors of the century. His name is Thomas Alva Edison. One day he was looking through old family things. Suddenly he saw a folded paper in the corner of a drawer in a desk. He took it and opened it up. On the paper was written, "Your son is adult," which means mentally ill. "We won't let him come to school anymore." On reading this, Edison cried for hours, and then he wrote in his diary, "Thomas Alva Edison was an adult child that, by a hero mother, became genius of the century." Never underestimate who you are. When you get really clear about that, you have the power to change the world because of who you are. Moms, you are crucial to the ongoing success of our parents. Thank you for who you are and what you do. If you wish to learn more about empowering parenting at a deeper level, then the good news is that my current online course on empowering parenting is available at a discount from our site. When you get this course, you will get access to the course for a whole year, so you can learn all the skills at your pace and revisit the course to revise and polish up your skills. If you found this video useful, then please share it with your friends and family, because by doing this, you will help me with my mission to reach 100,000 parents with this parenting message by end of 2025. And if you feel that you want videos like this on other parenting topics, then please indicate this in your comments below this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, then please click the link below to subscribe and click the bell icon so that when I have any new videos, you can be automatically notified. Thank you, friends.